I'm very happy now to ask Prof Niggli on stage, who is the director of the Institute of Agroecology, agroecology.science in Switzerland, and has been the president also of the Institute of Organic Agriculture from 1990 to 2020. And FIBO has become a leading research establishment in the area of organic agriculture, developing into a huge European network. I think the ones that working in this area should know him. And yeah, I'm very glad you are here today, Urs, and would now start your presentation at the beginning. So this is your pointer. Excellent.
Thanks a lot, Daniel. So, as always, I will tell you 1,000 things within 5 minutes. So, modern breeding methods and sustainable farming system. I will talk about our famous apple of discord. That was a brochure of Reimagine Europe. Different farming approaches to achieve sustainability. Innovation is essential. That's already a conclusion, not a title. And then how to guide sustainable farming systems, and new narratives are needed. So this is the organic apple of discord. So that was the quality on the left side of organic apples when I started at FIBO, the Research Institute of Organic Farming. And of course, these apples were bought by enthusiastic organic consumers. And this was the quality on the right side when I left. And this is nowadays a perfect organic apple quality. And there are two ways to achieve that. One way is via breeding, the VF resistance, the single gene resistance against CAB. And the other way is 47 treatments, fungicide treatments with fungicides which are accepted and registered according to the organic regulation. And so these two options, and unfortunately this resistant varieties, this is a single gene variety which has been created in the 1950s. It still works, although during the last 10-15 years there was a breakthrough, but it still works. And the organic apple alone nowadays shows that many reproaches to the genetic engineering can't be absolutely true. And the problem is that only 1/3 of the consumer really buy these new varieties. Most of them still buy Gala apple and Boskop and Golden Delicious. And there you have the situation that you have 46 treatments in Middle Europe, which is not a good solution. And I think that for sustainable farming systems which want to reduce pesticides and want to reduce nitrogen fertilizer, that the new breeding technologies could be a very interesting solution. And another example, also from organic, that was the Fourth Horizon program of the EU Commission with the huge project, low input, quality, low input food. We tried everything to replace copper in potato. And you can see here some approaches we took in many experiments across Europe, from Denmark to UK to Switzerland to Austria and to Germany. And we tried everything, optimizing soil fertility, optimizing soil structure, then using different cultivars and using also biostimulants, microbiological products, microbiological consortia to solve the problem. And the only really approach which worked was the cultivar. So this is also in organic farming systems with high soil fertility. We cannot really apply a system approach in order to solve plant health problems. You can see it here that very clearly. This was a Bintier, and this was a resistant varieties which is already no longer on the market. So again, you see here that many theories which are quite interesting as a hypothesis do not work in practice when it comes to diseases and so. So we need a powerful breeding. That's the conclusion. That's why I have started to commit myself to novel breeding technologies. So if I were a farmer, I would run my farm organically, because about soil fertility, that's a strong approach. And I would sell my products to a higher price, to the markets, because that's a disaster we see at the moment, that farmers are so much under pressure because they are not well paid. So an organic farmer is a perfect strategy, especially in Europe. But the question is, can this strategy be scaled up globally or all European? And then we have a problem, because we have a trade-off with productivity. And this trade-off is huge. It ranges from 15 to 50% depending on the site conditions and depending on the plants. We see from these are all research data. We see from farm data, farm harvest data from Austria, that the average yields of organic cereals is 35% lower, and for tuber and root crops it ranges between 27 and 49%, and it's mainly because of the plant nutrition and also to pests and diseases which are not well regulated, meaning that there is a low input or agroecological system do have an urgent need to become better. And I see at the moment, after 30 years of investing into organic research, I see that breeding is also an essential question. And why not use the best breeding techniques? Meanwhile, I talk a lot about agroecological farming system, because this is a little bit broader than organic. And it's not so strictly regulated. And you see here all the elements of agroecological farming. I don't go into the details. It is all about diversity, diversifying systems, diversifying farmers, diversifying landscapes, meaning that this is the way to go. And we see that looking at technologies, that there is a different attitude between organic farmers and agroecological farmers. So agroecological farms are more open also to technological innovation, and they are not so strictly inhibiting, for instance, all what is will come, and therefore I see that with agroecology, we have a way forward which is quite interesting. Organic farmers cannot accept such a technology. They are restricted by their regulation, but maybe many conventional farmers can go towards agroecology and can use the system approach of organic farmers with the technology approach of modern science. So we need, and that's my last one, we need new, more appropriate narratives to tell the future. The current narrative is that a system approach is much more effective for addressing multiple challenges than a silver bullet technology like novel breeding technologies. I'm okay with that, but that's a very narrow and not an appropriate narrative for the future. The appropriate future is there is no basic contradiction between sustainable and diversified production systems on the one hand, and using best modern science-based technologies like NGTs, digitalization, nanotechnology, or artificial general intelligence. This is what will come, and this fits together, and we should tell that as our new narrative. And in addition to find a way towards sustainable farming systems, we need also tools to assess when is a system sustainable and when is a system not sustainable. And here science offers a lot of tools to assess sustainability. So not banning technologies, but assessing, empower farmers to become sustainable. That's my final conclusion. Thanks a lot.